Sunday Evening Essentials, 1 degree outside, Weather Network meteorologist Matt Noyes. Love being with you to get back into the routine here. And this time, there's a lot of us getting back into the routine, right? Coming off of school vacation, kids, parents alike, getting back into it. Whether it's sunshine or storms, you can start your day with us in the morning. You can end it with us in the evening. We are New England's only streaming weather network. YouTube app on your smart TV. Do a search for 1 degree outside network online at 1degreeoutside.live or in our app right atop the home screen. Weather-wise, 2 different storms that we're watching. Both of them impact us. The one that impacts us more is actually the one down to the south. There is another storm that's headed into the Midwest. That's going to cause severe weather out in Illinois and Missouri getting into the day on Monday. We'll look at that in a second. And then eventually that energy feeds in to kind of keep storminess going over the waters south of New England. The reason that's important is because with a counterclockwise flow of air, you keep bringing in an easterly wind. The ocean is cold this time of the year. An easterly wind keeps it cool, and there's just no way you can break into warmth. The southerly wind is what you need, or southwest wind to get the warmth. We don't have that coming up. So what you end up with are low temperatures tonight that are running in the 30s to around 40 degrees or so. And tomorrow, definitely a coastal to inland difference. That's going to be the case the next few days. Notice that if you get into, let's say, Bennington, Vermont, the Champlain Valley, the Pioneer Valley, we get to 70, 60s for a lot of us. And within about 15 miles of the coast, you're stuck in the 50s. In fact, the Cape Cod National Seashore, the outer Cape, may not get much beyond 50 degrees for high temperature on Monday. Monday night, cool again. No change there. Really no change to the air mass coming for the next several days. The bus stop forecast in the mornings is going to be pretty similar every day. In the 40s for a feels-like forecast. That feels-like forecast coolest on Tuesday, but generally kind of a spring feeling with, again, that coastline versus inland difference day after day. I'm going to dive into early week insights, that deeper look at the meteorology over the next several days. Some of you will check out here because you just like to get the nuts and bolts. And just a reminder as you do, that our app is the best way to stay on top of all this, even tracking sea breezes on the hourly forecast page, totally free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. You're doing a search for the number 1 degree outside weather. So with that, we'll dive into our early week insights. Of course, insights is that deeper dive into meteorology, and we're going to look at the next several days. The big ideas for the next several days go this way. The cool pattern goes on. I'd say probably till the middle of next week, and I'll show you that in just a minute. A stalled storm offshore is going to continue to be an influence to us because not only of the onshore flow that it provides, but eventually with some rain as well. The Midwest storm, severe weather maker early in the week, moves east, kind of feeds into all this. And it's all about, in my opinion, fine lines and timing. How close does the storm offshore get? Exactly where and when do the showers back into New England? So let's see what we can answer for some of those questions here. First of all, we're going to look at atmospheric energy. Yellow, orange, red, representing energy in the atmosphere. There is the storm south of us. Here's the energy Monday evening coming across the Midwestern United States. Some of that feeds into the storm offshore. Otherwise, it actually contributes to yet another big storm in the upper levels of the atmosphere that comes down from Canada. As long as you keep bringing energy in from the northern branch of the jet stream, you're bringing in cool air. And that's why I say there's no change to that coming up. We do think the severe weather outbreak for Monday evening, Monday night across the Midwest, particularly Illinois and Missouri, is going to be a pretty big one. There's going to be probably a number of tornadoes to develop. There certainly will be widespread wind damage that will be done, large hail as well. There's also a flash flood threat in the same area. So again, as this feeds east, the immediate concern would be, are we getting into that? Not directly, but interesting to note that you've got a big, broad area, 2 to 3 inches of rain, where you'd expect it to be in the Midwest. But notice also here at home, how do we get into an inch or 2 of rain? It's not immediately. Obviously, it's got to happen later in the week, so let me highlight it for you. We'll start out with Tuesday because we took care of the Monday forecast in our evening essentials. But again, still that coastal inland difference that's going on. A little bit breezy in western New England, which becomes important because it's been rather dry lately. So to have a little bit of increasing breeze, gusts of 25 to 30 miles per hour possible in the Champlain Valley, that raises the potential fire spread for brush fires to steady across western and northern portions of Vermont. The rest of us, probably the air is just too moist for that onshore flow to have to worry about that. Relative humidity, in other words, is too high. So there's that storm sitting offshore. Here comes the energy from the west. And at first, there's not much to speak of. Again, Monday, Tuesday, fairly benign. Wednesday, we start to see showers developing along and just east of our shoreline, reaching up into the mid-coast of Maine, under the outer Cape on Tuesday evening and night. And by Wednesday, creeping farther and farther west with an increasing chance of showers the deeper into the day that we go. Wednesday night and Thursday is when the energy from the west really comes in. This is when you have your focused downpours is on Thursday. There is some question still, and you would imagine this many days out, as to exactly what time that steadiest rain ends. If you have Thursday evening plans, for example, we'll see. But either way, that is your signal for getting your steadiest rain to come through is on Thursday. And you can see it day by day. Wednesday's high temperatures with the onshore flow kept quite cool. A number of clouds, a few showers trying to dance in off the coastline. Wednesday night, that chance goes up. And Thursday, when it rains, it is going to still be cool. There really is no change to the air mass that occurs because we are stuck into that cool pattern, which incidentally, remember I told you middle of next week, we may start to see some warming. So that's because the jet stream, the fast river of air that kind of separates cool to the north from warm to the south, continues to keep us on the cool northern side all the way through early next week. This is next Monday. Then you start to see it buckle a little bit, and you might get some warmth in here around the middle of next week. We'll talk more about that in our pattern predictions 2-week video that we put out during the course of the day on Monday. Mariners, obviously, if you're going to have an onshore wind, eventually there's an impact from that, right? So it's not really so much on Monday, but by Tuesday, we're starting to find building seas. As we get to the middle of the week, the onshore wind continues, and we start to find seas building 4 to 7 feet, running anywhere from the shoreline out to Wilkinson Basin. And even by the time we get into Thursday, the seas continue to build on the order of about 5 to 8 feet for nearshore waters. A reminder, you can stay on top of the forecast anytime using our 1 Degree Outside app on the App Store and Google Play. That's how it looks for now. Again, pattern predictions and that closer look at how the 14-day forecast is shaping up. Looking for signs of warmth. We'll be out on Monday. Hope you're having a great start to the week here at the 1 Degree Outside Weather Network.
Thanks so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this 1 Degree Outside video.
Get exclusive content, support the mission at membership.onedegreeoutside.com. And don't forget, free and 5 stars on the App Store and Google Play. Search the number 1 Degree Outside Weather.